Hi, everybody. It's me, Jordan Long here. And today I want to talk about, people who argue over Oriental or Asian. Now, a lot of people are going to claim that that's what they prefer to be called. Well, I don't know if that's a fact or not. I know a lot of people use that term. I know it's one of their aliases. But it's not what the race is. The word Asian actually refers to anyone who lives on a continent of Asia, regardless of one's race, okay? Now, apparently, Oriental, or the Orient, is just a region of Asia where they happen to live, and that's what got their race named the Orientals. Now, regardless of that, there's going to be people who are going to argue, and I even have people from my own race argue it. Jordan, you should say Asian. Why should I say Asian for? I mean, technically, yes, we're Asian because we live in Asia, but you could make that argument for anyone regardless of their race. Yeah, that's right, Jordan says. That's right. On my driving identification, I have Oriental put down as my race. So if anybody ever wants to question that, that's their own prerogative. I prefer Oriental, some say Asian. Now, other people are going to claim Mongoloid, but that sounds too mean. That sounds disrespectful and unkind, and I'm not going to use that term. Even though I did say that term, I'm not going to use that term. You know what, Jordan said? The last time I checked, Oriental's not a bad term, okay? And I'm going with Oriental. That's who we are. We're the Orientals. We live in a part of Asia that's called the Orient. There are many other people who live in Asia besides the Orientals. Like the Arabs, for example, the Hindus, and the Caucasians. You could make the argument they're also Asians as well because they live in Asia. I guess you're right about that, but let me research. But I still think you should say Asian. I don't know why. There's just people who think, basically, that one term is the correct term. It's like, for example, it's like with blacks. It's like using the term African for all of them. When you know that, yes, that not all blacks live in Africa or came from Africa, for example. I mean, think Jamaica, for example, or Haiti, or the Dominican Republic. Those countries are a part of North America. So not all the blacks actually live in Africa. And when you think of it, North Africa is pretty much the Arabs. And then pretty much the Blackened race tend to be more closer to the middle or the southern part of Africa. Okay? So, but anyway, Jordan said that race basically, getting off topic, but that race pretty much had multiple aliases, and it took a long time until certain people would accept certain terms, I'm not here to make a video talking about what's appropriate term of address or what isn't, for them. It's always going to be debated. But the point is, Jordan says, Orientals is basically the race. Asian is just a term you use for anyone who lives in Asia. And to take that term and claim that is your race, then that is not that. I disagree with that. Because anyone can claim Asian if they live in Asia. It's Orientals. And last time I checked, no one's ever going to get offensive over it and say, Jordan, I think it's wrong for you to say Oriental. That offends me. And you know what I would say? You're full of it. Oriental is not an offensive term. You're not offended. You just want to try and make me, you just try and want to make me look bad. So why don't you just leave, get out of here now? Because in reality, Oriental does not offend anybody. Okay? I don't recall anybody ever getting offended or upset over the term Oriental. Do you? No. Well, good. Unless you want to pretend you are offended over it. No. Yeah. So it's Oriental. You know? It's always going to be that debate, Oriental or Asian. It's always going to be that debate that's never, it depends. Some people will prefer Asian, some will say Oriental, some will say Asian. No one really knows exactly. But I like to say Oriental because that sounds more right. And it's used a lot of times as well. So there you go. Anyway, that's it. I'm Jordan Long, and I hope you all enjoyed this video.